Blur, one of the most recognisable names in British music, burst onto the scene in the 90s and are one of the founding members of the Britpop sound. Let's have a little listen.
It wasn't easy, but nothing is. No. When I feel heavy metal.
Yep. Now, 35 years after their debut album, founding member and drummer Dave Rowntree, who you saw there in the... Where is he? There's Heyman. Anyway, we'll get to him. Is exhibiting a collection of unseen photos that he took back in the band's early days. There he is. And I'm pleased to say that Dave is here with you. Dave, it's a pleasure to meet you, mate. Good morning to you.
Thank you.
You had a little chuckle when you were seeing that because you thought the video was a bit crazy. Why?
Well, I remember the day, basically, we were all attached to wires, and the wires were then fed through the walls. And we had these massive, great roadies with handles on the other end of the wire. And when the director went, go, they would run really fast away from the... And absolutely wham us against the wall. It was just insane.
We were talking, actually, about Song 2 before you came in, and how I felt like that was a bit of a change in the sound from you guys, from that album. What was the sort of the direction? What were you thinking of when you went into that sort of thing?
It's hard to say. I mean, the albums, all of our albums have had very different kinds of music on, and each album's been different from the last. And that's been one of the reasons, I think, why we've lasted so long, is we've always tried... We're too boring, we're too bored, too easily bored to repeat ourselves.
Stick in one thing.
And, always trying to try something new.
Let's see some of the pictures, please, because I was very lucky to get a little sneak peek of some of these. Some lovely shots. Lots that look like they were taken while you were in Japan, is that right?
Yeah, Japan, North America, Mexico, Europe. Yeah, it was really our first world tour,
right,
where most of the pictures are from.
There we go.
Yeah, that's from Niagara Falls. We started this first North American tour.
Kids. I mean, how old are you guys here?
Oh, early 20s.
Wild.
Yeah. But weirdly, that's still how I see the other members of the band. You know, we're like family. You don't notice your family
Your mates know that your friends don't change as you're growing up. You all look the same, don't you, to each other?
Yeah, and so when I look at them, I see these little kids. Every so often, it's like there's a glitch in the Matrix, and it goes zook, and I suddenly, these middle-aged men pop out at me, and I go, oh, Christ, it's you! The Matrix heals itself again, and I see the kids again.
A few more cigarettes in these pictures than perhaps we'd see now in bands. I don't know what bands are like anymore.
People used to smoke in the old
days.
They
really did.
They? Yeah.
And you guys are playing Lego as well on one of the tour buses I've seen, which is... I didn't realise that rock stars also played Lego when they were taking time off.
There wasn't much to do. You have to remember, it was the days of Sony Walkmans, and you take a book on your tour, you take your Sony Walkman and a few tapes. When you'd done that, there was nothing else to do. So we used to spend... You know, most of our time was spent trying to make each other laugh and just sort of goofing around. So finding a box of Lego on the tour bus.
Not that side of the rock and roll. I'm sure there was some of that, and maybe you can't tell us on a breakfast TV show, Dave. I'll do another conversation, but it seems...
That's the private conversation we'll have afterwards.
Yeah. Absolutely. That seems very chill, very tranquil, and I suppose it does fit with the persona that I had of Blur, but I was still kind of surprised to see it.
Yeah, most of the time, you know... The drummer in the Stones famously said, when he was asked what it was like being in the Stones for 25 years, he said it was like being in the Stones for 5 years and sitting around for 20 years. That's kind of what being in a band is. Most of it's travelling, waiting, you know, backstage, dressing rooms. And that's the stuff I wanted to take pictures of for the book. Because, you know, you remember the big things in life. You know, I thought, well, I'll remember the gigs, I'll remember the TV appearances, all that kind of stuff. But I wanted to remember the minutiae of what it felt like being in a band. So I took pictures of all the other stuff, the sitting around, the backstage, the travelling, the airports, all that kind of thing. Because back in the day when I took these pictures, you know, this was 1989, 1990, the band had just started, and our kind of music was incredibly unfashionable, you know. So I thought, well, if we're only going to get 15 minutes of fame, I want to remember every single second of that 15 minutes.
We're drumming nerding off camera, but can we camera nerd a bit here? What kind of camera were you working with?
I was working with an Olympus OM10, which is a film camera.
Nice.
Not a particularly good camera, kind of cheap as chips, really, but it had a light meter in the viewfinder, which was quite unusual in those days, so maybe you could whip it up and take a picture quite quickly.
And were you developing as you were going, or did you, like, discover this film a little while ago and think, I'm going to put all this together?
Yeah, I put all the pictures in a shiny metal box, because obviously metal strong substance protects whatever's
Yeah, yeah.
encased. And then I lost the box.
No way.
And I lost the box for 25 years.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
I didn't find it again until one day Graham and I were at some award show or something, and we both recently moved house, and we were saying, isn't it weird when you move house, there's this pile of boxes you just cart from house to house
Yep.
and never unpack.
Just done it
They got
myself.
rubbish in. We said, why don't we just throw these boxes away? You know, clearly we don't need what's ever in the boxes. So literally on the way to the tip, I thought, well, I better just check. And I opened the top box, and voila, the shiny metal box. Yes.
Gems of Britpop history. I mean, just magnificent.
Yeah.
Just having moved house, I discovered a couple of pictures of me and some old friends that I've been sharing. I'll show you later. That are hilarious, because it does, having those kind of pictures on film takes you back to a time that you'd kind of forgotten, but was really important, obviously.
Yes. Yeah. And without these pictures, I mean, I certainly wouldn't have remembered much about those days. I mean, to be honest, about a third of the pictures, I have no idea who the people in it are. You know, clearly I knew them very well in 1989, but I have no idea who they are now.
We had a story last hour, sorry to talk about the rivals, about Oasis signing for Nebworth.
Yeah.
What's the reunion plan for Blur? When are we going to see you guys on tour doing stuff again?
Well, from my perspective, it's a question of when rather than if, but there's nothing in the diary at the moment. However, don't be disheartened by that, because there's never anything in the diary. It always takes us by surprise.
How are the band? I mean, how are you guys getting on? In, as you say, as you're in your middle age now.
We're all good. We're all
Do you
good.
like? Are you in a text group, like a WhatsApp group?
We have got a WhatsApp group.
Excellent.
Yeah. It's not a high-volume WhatsApp group, but, you know, we turn out to support each other and each other's things, you know. I went to see Damon recently. I went to see Alex's Britpop classical thing. I went to see Graham on Graham's shows. So, you know, we support each other in our endeavours. And then it's just, we still enjoy playing together. So we don't do it a lot. Every 5 years or so, we get back together again and do something. You know, the last time we did that, we played Wembley Stadium for 2 nights, which is really exciting. Yeah. But it takes an interesting idea like that to tempt us back together.
Damon's on tour at the moment with Gorillaz, isn't he?
Yeah.
Doing stuff in North America. I mean, what would it take then to get you back on stage? Are you guys still writing? Are you still making music?
Yeah. Well, we released an album when we did the last tour, and if we do another tour, I guess we'll do the same thing. But yeah, it takes an interesting idea. Our agent has these interesting ideas. He's a past master at it. Like when we got back together the first time, that was 2009, and the series of concerts that's now called British Summertime in Hyde Park. That was the first one of those, and so we got a phone call saying, you know, we're going to do these series of concerts, would you like to headline the first one? Well, you can't say no to that, can you? And then the next one, 2012, got the phone call from the agent, would you like to headline the party at the end of the Olympics?
Why not?
Again, you can't say no, can you? And this time it was Wembley. Would you like to play Wembley Stadium? It's like a bucket list thing. So we're waiting for that phone call from the agent, really, with an exciting new idea.
There are absolutely millions hoping that will happen. I'm being told that I've got to wrap up. I'm going to ask you a couple more questions really quick.
Yep.
Just, what's your favourite Blur song? I can tell you mine, but what's yours?
My favourite is a song called Caramel. It's not a big hit, but it's a really beautiful song, kind of maudlin song that Damon's so good at, about a really dark subject.
Yeah, I like No Distance Left to Run as well, which is one of Damon's maudlin songs as well, and No Other Way as well, which me and my band used to play badly when we were.
Hopefully, you've got some video of that.
There is that video. Well, it's been burned. I'd sent that to the tip as quick as I possibly could. Look, Dave, it's been great speaking to you. All the best to the band when you speak to them from me.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully we'll have you on again soon. When can we see the exhibition? That's the most important thing.
Yes, the exhibition, from some of the photos of the book, completely unseen if you don't have the book, is on Indelible Fine Art in Brighton, and it's on for the next 6 weeks. Then I've got a one-man show about the early 90s and the birth of the band and all of that kind of stuff, which kicks off, the autumn part of it kicks off at the Edinburgh Fringe on the 27th and 28th of August.
Oh, it's coming up, so you're going up there to do it, all right.
I am.
Well, Dave, pleasure to meet you.
You too.
Thank you so much. Good morning to you, and hopefully we'll speak again soon. We'll see you on tour really soon. Thank you. All right, well, we're going to go to Edinburgh pretty soon as well.